All right. Hey, everyone. Oh, I forgot to mute everyone, too. Hold on. No disrespect or anything, but y'all muted. Okay. So, welcome to tonight's team call. We're going to make this short and sweet. We're going to go straight to the point. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about overcoming objections and obstacles with this whole coaching business. So, I'm going to share my screen. I might actually have to take you through my inbox. Sorry. Hold on. Do I have it? No. Hey, did you see this core de force? Oh, you should be promoting that. Just saying. Okay. Me. Now I have to find it. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. It's a short one. There's only 4 slides. It's like a world record for me. Okay, so overcoming objections and obstacles. If I could spell obstacles right, that'd be neat. It's going to be like that today. All right, so very quickly, recognition, always really important to me. I love that quote at the bottom. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So together we go. Success Club, it's the 11th of the month, and these are the people that have Success Club numbers on the map. So we have Jamie, Crystal, Jeanette, Brianne, Erica, Whitney, Shantice, Keisha, Tima, Alex, Noella, and Courtney. So very exciting. Oh, I didn't put my name up there. Oh, damn. I have points on the board too. Don't get it twisted. And then things that you want to be aware of, at least if you're in my downline and you work actively with me, if you're one of Crystal's coaches or anything like that. I know Homegirls got it, Trump tight. So, but for me, we're going to be doing a 3-day coach sneak peek on the 17th through 19th. I was going to tell you, Noella, that you're going to be one of the coaches hosting it with me, because we have this goal, me, Kelly, and Noella, that we're going to get to 2 stars so that our team can take ourselves to the next level and go to the new leader conference. So I'm pouring all my love into my girls, and so what we want to do is do a 3-day coach sneak peek. So anybody that's in their downlines, or if you're one of my personally sponsored coaches, this is a great way to just expose people to the opportunity that maybe you've been talking to or you've been thinking of, and this will give you something to do, like a call to action this week. Me and Kelly I called her and was talking to her and was like, oh man, I was like, I think we should do this. And I was like, and I think I'm going to not give any shits, that I'm going to like talk about it every single day until Monday. Like, it's not going to be every post I do, but like on Facebook, I'm going to say something about coaching, and then I'm going to I call it my crystal. I'm channeling like what would Crystal do? And then it's going to be like some type of like, like join me, or like, why aren't you doing this? How long do you have to watch before you're going to do it too? And then at the end of this month, we're going to do a free clean eating group from the 24th to the 28th, right before. Hey, if you just hopped on, can you make sure you mute yourself? We're going to do a clean eating group because on the 31st, Core de Force comes out. And I think it's such a perfect time to do a free clean eating group for those people that need to build some trust with you, or maybe some people that have been like dragging their feet and you want to get them in the Core de Force group. Because we're going to have a test group on the 7th. I picked the 7th because it's the Monday after Halloween. So it'll really force people, as soon as it comes out, to get the challenge pack to be a part of that test group. So that's kind of what's coming up for us. So exciting stuff. There's also this thing, I didn't put it on here because I don't really understand exactly what it is, but you may have seen it in your back office, where it's oh my gosh. All I keep thinking is squad. Like, it's like some type of, it's like a squad thing where it's like a team of like 20 people and you'll get some type of recognition. So go in your back office, and as when I have more focus, I'll make sure I read it and try to give you the gist of it. But I know registration starts on the 17th. So I'm pretty sure that like me and like my personally sponsored and some of their downline, we're going to make a big group. I guarantee you Crystal's going to have 20 of you on her team as well. And I think they're going to be doing like categories where it's has to do with like, oh, it's team spirit. It's team spirit. It has to do with something like that. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this call.
So handling objections and obstacles. So objections is one of those things that I think people get really held back about. And I know you guys have heard my story, but I always like to say it because I literally was living in fear for 5 years. Can you even imagine being a coach for 5 years? Like 5 years from now, all of a sudden you see somebody that hits top 10 and you're like, oh, like I want to do that, right? So that was me. And I was just living in this constant fear of like what other people would think of me, and that I wasn't like other people, that I didn't have what it took, that I wasn't like those perfect, Barbie doll, one size fits all coaches. I wasn't a Janelle Summers. I wasn't a Lindsay Matway. Like I was like this, like secretly in my head, it was just like this messed up girl that wasn't perfect by a long stretch. And so it took me a lot to even get to this point where I went all in. But since I've been all in, man, I have been all in. And the thing with handling objections is that it's going to happen. People are going to say no. And, I know we say it all the time, but you really can't be afraid of it, because that's part of the journey. That would be like, being like you wanted to lose 20 pounds, but you didn't want your workouts to hurt. Right? It just doesn't see it. You want to lose 20 pounds, but you never want to be hungry. Like it's just not going to happen. It's part of the process. And so I came up with this in my mind of the mindset, which ends up holding people back. Because before we talk about like tactics and strategies and like, this is how you overcome objections and here's a one size fits all answer, this is more about tapping into your mindset. And it's something I will always continue to talk about and try to give you new ideas and new perspectives on it, because the thing in between your ears is the only thing that's going to lead you to success or take you further away or be complacent. So this mindset, the 3 F's I've came up with, it's fears, frustration, and effort. So some of you, we have a lot of fears that holds us back. So we may not talk to as many people, or we may not say what we really want to say because we're afraid if people are going to love and accept us, or what they'll think of us, or if we'll be any less than, or if we'll come across like we're salesy. For those of you that are grinding and you're pushing and you're like, I'm in it, like you've got a vision board, you got your why, you're in it to win it, but you keep hearing the same things over and over. And you're getting very frustrated. And there's 2 different types of people with this frustration. You have the people that you get frustrated, and that's a nice way of saying bitching. So you end up just bitching about these people where you're like, oh, everyone doesn't have any money. Everyone doesn't have any time. Nobody's messaging me back. Like you just get really frustrated. And so this is the crazy thing about life that I'm sure you've realized, however long you've been a coach, if you've been diving into personal development and just assessing your life, is that what you put out there is what you get back. So if you focus on the fact that everyone doesn't have enough money, or that Shakeology is expensive, or these challenge packs are too much money, or that everyone already has a coach, or there's too many coaches out there, or whatever you keep seeing as a reoccurring objection or obstacle, and you don't make an effort to like figure out a way to get around it, you're just going to keep seeing that same lesson over and over and over again. And so for some of you,
you may have that driving force that you keep going, but then you never, like, I've seen people have this drive, but then they like never ever hit Success Club. They never get a Success Club point, or they hit like SE4 and they just stay there. And you're like, dude, you're one person away, right? And they're just like, like they've got it's like excuses, bitching and excuses. That's what that second F is. And then the third F is like when the combination of the first two just overwhelm you so much that you just say F it. You just are like, so like you hear like 2 no's and you need like 3 days off. You're just like, I can't handle these people. Like, I just cannot deal. I need to like regroup and get myself together, and I just cannot, right? Like, you just get into like F it. And it's not, these 3 F's of this mindset that holds people back from handling objections is not anything unusual. You're like 98% of people, right? This is just a natural human thing that happens, is that we want to avoid pain. It's in our instincts, right? We want to avoid pain. So if something keeps continually bringing us pain, why would you continue to do it? You know what I mean? And so I think really starting to look at a different perspective and asking yourself different questions in your own head are going to really be that key factor that helps you overcome these objections. So RPM is a system. I know you've heard me talk about this with Tony Robbins. And if you don't know, now you know. It is in our Google Drive, and team set it off. It's the pin post. Go in the Google Drive, personal development folder, Tony Robbins, Dropbox, download, as much or as little as you like. But RPM is a system that was developed by him, and it's results focused, purpose driven, and it has massive action plans. So here's the thing. You have to know what you're going after, right? You have to know what results you want specifically. And so just to say that you want to help people, like, I just want to help people and make some money. Okay, someone liked your post and here's $1, get out of here, right? Like, you get back what you ask for from life. To put it quickly, I listened to this Tony Robbins YouTube today, and he was talking about how he was walking around after a big seminar he had done. And he saw a homeless drunk guy at like midnight on a Sunday. And the guy comes up to him and asks him for a quarter. And so Tony pulls, and so before Tony pulls out his money, he's like, is that all you want? And the guy says, oh, a quarter, please, a quarter. And if you've ever been asked for money, you know how that feels, right? Where like people keep persisting and they're like, oh, it's just a quarter. Come on, anything you got, man, anything you got. Just a little bit, just a penny, just a dime, right? And so Tony pulls out his wallet clip, his bill clip, whatever that's called. And he has like hundreds in the front of it. And he makes sure the homeless man can see it. And he's like rifling through his money, finally finds a quarter, puts the wallet or the wad of money back in his pants. And, like, what do you think a homeless person drunk at that with no money is going to see? It's like kid in a candy store, like staring at his pants and his hand in the wallet and, just looking at Tony. And Tony says this thing to this man as he's handing him the 25 cents. And he says, remember, life gives you exactly what you ask for. So if you're not being specific with what exactly you want, like exactly how many people you want to help this year or this month, and if you only say, oh gosh, if I could only help one person, if I could only help, 3 people, or I hope I can help 3 people, I'm going to try to help 3 people. Like, when you say that out loud, or you think that in your head, like closing your eyes and thinking that in your head, when you say, I hope I can help 3 people in October, you can just feel that uncertainty, right? When you say, I hope, it's like, well, I mean, if it happens or if it doesn't, there's it could go either way, right? But when you're like, I am going to help 3 people. I will help 3 people. That gives you this concrete clarity that helps you be more focused. So once you understand the results you're after with your coaching business, wherever you want to take this, okay? It doesn't have to be all money driven or anything like that. Although it's, getting paid. It's definitely a big motivator, but once you figure out the exact results you want and how you want to feel and make it clear and concise, then you have to understand why. Okay, it's purpose driven. It's your why. You hear this over and over again, but your why evolves. If I was still going on the same why that I started with, I think that's why I had so many problems, to be honest, in my last 2.5 years, is because I didn't understand this concept of always continuing to evolve your purpose-driven why. It's like making a case for yourself and you're going in front of a jury to tell them why it's not a should, it's a must. That result you want, why must you help 3 people? And it's got to be like ugly and personal, right? When you can incorporate a little bit of pain into that, why it's a must, not a should, like, oh, I know that I should be contributing back and I should be paying it forward and I should, I should make a little extra money this month and should, and you just should all over yourself. When you turn it into a must, for my mamas out there, for those of you that got some children, right? It's not I should make sure my kid has the best life they can, and I should make sure my kid has a roof over their head, and I should make sure that they eat nutritious food every day, and I should make sure they do their homework, and I should make sure they go to school. It's a must. It is a must. There is no other way. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You must take care of your children. You must make sure, come hell or high water, man, it is on like Donkey Kong. You will find a way. And I know you could probably think of a situation off the top of your head where it seemed impossible to do something that your kid absolutely needed, but you made it happen. So when you get that must, that vocabulary of a must, that why, that driven purpose, and write these out, you guys. I highly recommend writing these out because neurologically there's something that happens when you put pen to paper. It just makes it more real. And then, excuse me, I'm burping up the detox drink that I had to drink from the Ultimate Reset, which, by the way, side note, you should check out the Ultimate Reset if you haven't already. Freaking incredible. So the last part of it, of this RPM mindset, is massive action plans. Okay. And it is plans, because it's like when you put a destination into a GPS. Okay. If you know you have to go to the doctor's office because you have a doctor's appointment, you can't go to any other doctors. You got to go to that one. Okay. You're going there. Like, if there's traffic, if the road's closed, if you get a flat tire, like, you're going there. It's going to happen. So this massive action plan gives you different routes and strategies in order to get to your destination. It may not be the way you envision it, like, because plan A might not work, and then plan B might not work, and then plan C might not work. You got to have different plans. You've got to be open. You've got to be a troubleshooter. In my past life, I was a microelectronics student, and I used to build computers and everything like that, and it was very technical in my pre-fitness life, and so troubleshooting was something that I always loved doing, because it's like, if I was trying to troubleshoot a computer and it wasn't working, if I tried something, like if I tried one way and it didn't work, it wasn't like I was like threw the computer out, get rid of it. This computer sucks. You might as well get a new one, right? It was like, no, let me try this. Let me try that. What about this? What about that? So having these massive action plans are so important. And then last but not least, the 10 times rule. If you haven't read it, it's such an important read. It's such an important read. The guy's a freaking Looney Tune. Especially if you listen to him on Audible. Grant Cardone is psycho. But that psycho has got some really good points to share. And that 10 times rule mindset is just like, whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes. Handling objections, whatever it takes. here's the thing that I want to put into perspective is that you need to not be putting all your eggs in one basket, or maybe 5 baskets or 10 baskets. Like there should always be conversations going. You should always be in a conversation where you're inviting and you're going through that 5-step process, where you're asking them questions, where you're showing them videos, or whatever your system is, whatever you do. I mean, I go off based off of the Beachbody one, where it's just like, you know, you invite them, you start asking them a lot of questions, which is the step that takes the longest. You ask them to watch some videos, and then you basically are like, okay, you ready to do this or not? And you know what happens? People either ignore me, people say no, or people say yes. You know, and trust me, you guys, I've been in this for over 7 years, 2.5 being all in. And I've had many months. This is the reason why I am not like a Crystal. I'm not a all-star. I'm not a Success Club legend, because I did this. And so I try to share. I'm like the parrot that's trying to share my mistakes, right? And the biggest mistake I think I made was putting all my eggs in one basket and being like, it was like the 20th of the month, and being like, okay, got all these people. This person can buy it on Friday. This person said at the end of the month. This person, you know, said that like, yeah, they were going to join my next group. You know, and just waiting. You're just playing the waiting game, right? Or someone said yes and they hadn't like pulled the trigger yet. And you're just waiting and holding your breath and being like, okay, I know I'm going to hit Success Club 10 once all these people, you know, enroll. It's going to happen. But guess what happens? They don't. They don't, okay? They don't. I'm a little bit of a pessimist in that sense, because they don't. And this isn't just like a hoorah, like let's think positive, like just stare at your computer screen and be like, they're going to purchase, they're going to purchase, they're going to purchase. I'm going to hit Success Club 10. I am going to hit it. I am going to hit it, because it won't, you know, that's just so few and far between. If it's one thing that I've learned is that you've really got to set your standard, and you've got to not settle, and you've got, you know, like, it's almost like this fine balancing act of like, loving yourself, like doing this because you love yourself. It's like, for those of you that are well into your fitness journey, that like from the outside looking in, you look good, like you're good. People probably tell you you're good, but you've got this relentless like hunger to keep going. And it's not because you look in the mirror, or even I remember being like 15 pounds heavier than this and looking in the mirror and being like, you know, it's not because I hate myself. I'm not losing weight because I hate myself. I'm doing this because I really love myself. And if I love myself, like truly, truly love myself, I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I'm going to be relentless, and I'm going to be obsessed, and I'm going to look like a psycho. And people are going to tell me I'm doing too much, but that's okay. And that's the same way you've got to be with this business, with inviting people. And I think, and it starts with your journey. Because if you're not this passionate, like I hope you can hear it in my voice. Maybe it's the ultimate reset, but I hope you can hear it in my voice, where I wouldn't be this passionate, you guys, if I wasn't living my truth, if I wasn't actually following plans and sticking to them and drinking my Shakeology and being relentless with my own journey. Because when you have that relentlessness with your own journey, then it can apply to your business. And so when people tell you no, or people keep you hanging on by a thread, or, you know, what you like, you've got all these, like, you've got objections and obstacles, you know, you won't settle. You won't settle. It's not good enough, you know, and you do it because you love yourself, not because you're like, you hate yourself. You are changing your dial to align yourself with the kind of person in the life you know you're going to have. So you just start doing things differently. So let's talk about some ideas on how to overcome objections. I'm sure you've heard a lot of these, but hopefully this will give it to you in a little bit of a new light. And then hopefully I haven't talked too long, where we can open it up and you guys can tell me a little bit about if you have any suggestions. So number one is to ask more questions. Okay, so tell me more about that. Why is that? Why is it the most beautiful question you can ask, right? Just be curious. Be curious. And, you know, it's you've got to be okay. Like, don't take this so personally. I think the reason why we take it so personally when people tell us no, and some of you've got really thick skin, so I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people like me who are just like mushy gushy, take it so personally. It would be like going to eat out like for breakfast, and the waitress comes around and she asks you if you'd like some coffee with your meal, and you tell her no, and then she starts crying and telling you how much coffee's changed her life and that she doesn't think she's a good enough person because you don't want any coffee. Okay? Stop taking it so personally. Everyone's all in their own journey, and you're going to continually inspire people by living your truth. And so not everyone's ready, and it's okay because people are living in their fears too. But part of this, of being able to do that last step of following up, is understanding where their headspace is at and getting below the surface. People don't like to get below the surface because that brings pain. And when they have pain, they're going to have to do something about that pain. Right? So it's an ugly truth. We rationalize. We don't want to know how bad it really is. But when someone keeps prying and asking you, like you coming from love. So this is my recommendation. If you've never talked on the phone to somebody or done a voice memo on Facebook Messenger or talked face-to-face to somebody or went on FaceTime, I recommend it. Like, if you've gotten to the point, like, give it a shot. Give it a try, you guys, especially if you've never done this. Like, just see how it feels. See the difference when, I don't do it for everyone, but you'll know certain people. Some people really want to talk to you. And when you hear that sincerity, you let it flow a little bit better. And so you can, when you start hearing their insecurities, you can ask more about it and just let them talk. Let them talk. But remember, assume the role. You are a coach. You are a coach, and a coach is to prompt or urge someone with instructions, okay? So this would be like watching my favorite football team, the Redskins, HTTR. I haven't been watching football because I got goals, you guys. I ain't got time for football lately. But it'd be like watching the Redskins, and it's like the second quarter, right? And they're down by 14. And all the players on the team are like, we're never going to win this game. This sucks. My toe hurts. He doesn't like me on the other team. Like, right? Like, what if they were just complaining and being frustrated and they were afraid that they wouldn't succeed and they were just like, well, F it, whatever. And the coach comes in and goes, oh, man, are you sure, you guys? All right, well, you guys are down by 14, so, all right, we'll try again next game. No, the coach wouldn't say that. The coach doesn't do that, okay? And you don't do that too. A coach is someone, you are there to push them. You're the one that believes before they can even see it themselves. That's why on all these success stories, when we were at Celebration at Summit and listening to those people that lost 100 or 150 pounds, talk about their coaches and talk about how those coaches believed in them before they even believed in themselves, that's you, that's you, that's you, that's you. An objection is an opportunity. Your problems are gifts. When someone says no, that is a chance to learn. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. So here's another idea. Feel, felt, found, right? Followed by a call to action. So if someone gives you an objection of, oh man, I'd really love to, but Shakeology is just so expensive. Listen, I totally know how you feel. I felt the same way about Shakeology. But what I found is that, I was spending more than that for a quote unquote healthy meal when I was out and about on the go. And it didn't even provide me with half the nutrition, a quarter of the nutrition that's in Shakeology. And it's completely helped me stay committed to my program, and it's something I actually look forward to today, and it's actually helped me save money. I use it, the way I look at Shakeology is that it's not an added expense, it's just replacing something already in my budget that maybe I didn't even think was in my budget, because when you buy stuff on the go, you don't really write that down, do you? So once you say something like that, then you could follow it by a call to action by saying, what do you say? Why don't you just give it a try? And if you don't like it, then there's a 30-day money back guarantee. Right. And I said Brian Tracy because we had a Success Club call a little while ago that talked about it, that he was on. And he said that's a great way to overcome an objection. You know, I've overcome numerous objections. Like, people tell me no, and I'm just like, push, 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 push. Not in a bad way, but like, let me try this. Let me come at this angle. Let me see if this verbiage works. And it's very, you know, interesting to see what works and what doesn't work, but only you will know what feels like your groove. And it continually changes. It's not like you find one way and that's the golden ticket. It's always changing depending on the person and their personality. Another idea that you could do is ask them to, you know, where do they want to be a year from now? Like, how do you want your health to be a year from now? What do you want to feel like a year from now? And then, you know, they'll tell you a little bit, and then ask them, you know, is what you're doing right now going to ensure that you get there? And I like to sprinkle it in with all my personal development. So, you know, that quote where I tell them, you know, listen, I understand that, you know, it may not be a priority right this second, or, you know, the funds are kind of tight, but let me tell you, like, I was unemployed when I became a coach. Like, I tell people that. And I bought a showcase pack too. Can you believe it? It's called credit cards. Everybody's living on credit. So, you know, I like when new iPhones come out, Christmas is around the corner. Watch all those people that said they didn't have money for $140 and they're buying like flat screen TVs. It's insane. So I know people have money. That's my standard in my head. I'm like, people have money. I just haven't shown them the value enough for them to believe in themselves. And so sometimes that's just continually exposing them and connecting with them. And then some people, it's just rewording things in a different way. So if this person's, if the conversation's gone dead, if it's just really not their time, you know, put them on a list, and then move on and continue talking to more people. And think of that saying, sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. And follow up with them, because following up is the golden nugget to all of this. Our coach, Anna Reel, who's very quiet on her team, but let me tell you, she's a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you her story really quick. And this will maybe inspire you to start reaching out on Instagram if you haven't been already. I was on the Success Club cruise earlier this year, and I listened to the top 10 coaches speak and got very motivated and inspired, and did a transformation post. And then I sent out a generic blanket message to everybody that liked my photo. And Anna was one of the ones that responded, and I took her to email, and I have a script that I follow on email. So I took her all through this email process. She was on board until she heard the price, said she didn't have enough money for it. I said, okay, you know, tried to overcome the objection, but she just couldn't. So I put her on a list, and then I followed up with her and asked her, you know, if she was ready, how she was doing. And she said she had hurt her back and couldn't work out anymore. I said, oh man, that's, you know, sympathized with her, put her on my list, followed up with her again the following month, and asked her how her back was doing, and told her I was thinking about her and saying that I had a summer slim down group coming. And I think there's a program that I think would really help benefit her because she was nursing a back injury. So she was interested. I ended up getting her on PIO and put her in my challenge tracker app. She wasn't the golden superstar challenger. She checked in maybe once or twice, maybe 3-4 times a week, wasn't very active, ended up leaving the tracker, ended up leaving my clubhouse, my free group on Facebook, because it was too much for her. But for some reason, I decided to invite her to become a coach. And she told me no. She objected. She said she didn't know enough people. She wasn't at her goal weight. And I just told her, I said, listen, can you just come on my coaching happy hour that I did an event page for? So she went on there, she wasn't on there live, didn't respond to any of my posts, but I followed up with her and asked her what she thought. She still was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I said, okay. And followed up with her a couple weeks later, because I was doing a coach sneak peek for the first time. So I asked her if she would be in that group. to help me out and to learn more about it. And she agreed. Did my coach sneak peek, checked in with her. She said she was wanting to become a coach because she really did like the Shakeology, and but it would be about a month or two before she could because of the cost. Then, for some reason, right before Country Heat came out, she decided she was going to sign up to be a coach once Country Heat came out. So she signed up to be a coach, and now Anna is a success starter. She's hit Success Club 2 months in a row. And if she hits it this next month, I mean, not if, when she hits it this next month, she is going to get a free ticket to Coach Summit in 2017. So if that's not a really motivating story to continually follow up and overcome objections, man, I don't know what is. You know, I don't know what is. She's a quiet person, but I simply adore her. She cut my hair. I met her in person for sure. But yeah, here we go. That's it. Stop share. Because we got like 3 minutes left, I think, on this. So I'll open it up. We got 3 minutes. Does anybody have anything to add? You want to just say hi? Ooh, can I get a picture? Oh, Whitney, that hair is looking fierce. Okay, then. Here we go. Everyone smile. Look like you're having a good time. Okay. Hey, Courtney. I know you can't. You're driving, concentrating.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Are you in Nevada? Where are you?
Arizona.
You're in Arizona.
Could you hear that?
Yeah, Arizona.
Yeah.
That's where Alex lives.
Oh, really?
Hey, you could
Yeah,
stop.
I'm about right outside of Kingman, I guess, is the town. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, you're not gonna be visiting me. I live in like the bottom corner. You don't. No one needs to ever come here. There's no reason to come to you, I promise. But that's okay. That's cool. You're in the same state as me. I just wanted to kind of tack on to what Jen was talking about like sharing with more people. I work a full-time job. I know not most of you are not full-time Beachbody coaches. You're doing other things. You have a lot of other stuff going on. I have a full-time job. I go to school. I have a lot of other stuff going on, and this is something I chose to do because my health is really important to me. And I feel like maybe it's a little easier for me because my time is really valuable, but you have to view your time as valuable. If you're not putting value on your time, that's what I feel like. Sometimes people feel like you're pestering them because you're reaching out to the same people one day after another after another. I think Jen said something really important. Put them on a list and follow up with them like a month later or a couple weeks later. And in the meantime, meet new people, talk to new people, talk to the people who like your photos, like reach out to more people. It makes you seem more valuable as a coach. And it makes you more valuable because you're talking to more people and you're learning how to be rejected, but you're also learning how to like close a sale. You're learning how to talk to different people. You're learning how to talk about different things. So it's really important to, no matter how much time you're putting into this, make sure every minute is valuable, and it makes you feel like a more valuable person, and it makes you a more valuable coach overall. It's really important to view your time that way.
Perfect. I love it. And I think we're going to get cut off here in a second because we have less than a minute left. But amazing point, clear and concise to the point. Ooh, Alex, I can't wait till you do some team calls. But anyways, thank you, my loves. We're in, we're out, we're on, helping people, hitting our goals. Let's get it. Have a good one.